Friends, Family, People We Don't Know, The Dark Element by Bryan Wilson. We just finished. Book 3 of The Power of the Stars is done. I will start off by saying I thought it was a trilogy and that this was the last book. I was wrong. Halfway through, Dakota was like, hey, just so you know, this is book 3 of like 5. And I was like, this makes a lot of sense because I don't understand the pacing at all. And then after that, I was like, all right, now I'm on board. I
There we
always
go.
do.
It's gone
But
now.
actually, we're judging book by its cover. Cool. I don't know what else to say.
Yep.
Although
Is that
it doesn't look like anything that actually happens in the story. Maybe like the portal opening or something. Actually, now that I think about it, it's just kind of a black hole with
is
lava.
it the portal or is it the dark element?
Well, the dark element is the
Oh, dark element's not the portal. The dark element's used to create the portal.
whatever, man.
All right.
Boom. Shakalaka.
But anyways, it's a cool
staying
cover.
up for the whole vid. All right.
It's going to fall down in literally 3 whole seconds.
If it falls down in 3 whole seconds, I will come to your house and give you a high five personally. Anyway, Dakota, talk about our characters. What did you like? What did you dislike?
I felt like the characters were improving over book 3. This is book 3. I felt like the character development was an improvement over book 2. This one handled the shifting character POVs well. I didn't think that book 2. It's not that I thought book 2 handled the shifting character points of view poorly. I just felt like we didn't get a super deep with the shifting character points of view because I actually liked I feel like I need to redact that whole statement. I liked the shifting character points of view in book 2, but we did complain that it wasn't we felt like we didn't get enough from each of the characters.
We didn't get enough of the characters that I felt like had a big influential shift in the plot.
Like impact
but this one, yeah, this one I felt like we got everybody but the main character, which I feel like was like a huge bold choice, but I feel like it worked well in this book, especially knowing that this isn't the last book. Because we got to see like every character develop, especially like in their own, perspective planet that they were on and stuff. Like everybody that was in the tunnels and then everybody on Willick's team and everything like that. I thought it was interesting to see how they were.
The absence of Colton definitely made that Colton's absence made the stories. What am I looking for?
You take away the sun and the other stars get a chance to shine.
Yeah, it made the impact of it made the difficulties that each of the characters went through more real. Each character, it felt like, went on a more real journey than in the second one. In the second one, it kind of felt like Colton overshadowed everybody. So basically exactly what you just said. You're incredible, amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was, because you had texted me that you were bummed that like we didn't get more Colt. And I agreed to a point, and then we got past like the first couple chapters of it. And I'm like, actually, I think this series really needs it.
I agree.
Because you're big main character focus. You're like, I'm Dakota, I'm the main character, so I want to read the main characters.
It's not that hard to understand.
We didn't need that here. I felt like this story like really pushed off from book 2 because we didn't have just a Colt focus. Like Colt is really developed. We know where he stands. His powers are growing. We get that. But like he can only grow like so far so fast, especially if it's 5 books. But now we have these other characters that were stuck because Colt's fucking up here and everybody else is down here. Now everybody else is rising to his level type thing.
Yeah, it's very much a
power fists everybody else.
Literally
power fists.
Power of the stars.
He literally sent his power out that snaked out and just beamed everybody's heart and brain and just fucking killed everybody. It's casual.
It was pretty casual.
Casual villain, main character.
It's actually probably doesn't belong here. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna save it.
Sit on it. I'm
gonna chew on it. But no, it was good. I'm a main character simp and I missed Colt, but the story was better for it. It was good.
I feel like your main character simp bothers me a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is weird because like I get it. Like I understand your point of view, but at the same time, like I don't see how you don't see the bigger picture here. And then you get to the end and you see it, but I'm like,
yeah, maybe to say something a little offensive. Maybe I'm just the basic romantasy reader of fantasy that I'm like, give me my main character.
There's nothing wrong with that. Give me the slow burn. Let him kiss.
Like my confident main characters. I like when they come in with that BDE doing BDE things.
I guess.
Anyways,
if you say so.
Tell us about the originality and creativity.
I feel like it piggybacks off the same as the first 2. It's still the unique story. We're getting different, like the whole thing. The whole book is called The Dark Element and it focuses off that. But I feel like having that be the basis of the whole antagonist, like plan of war, I feel like was pretty it was on point, but it was pretty unique. I felt like at least for this character, and the world itself is still, creative. And I think the only thing I kept thinking of, if I had to like compare it to something was, and I'll say later too, is I was getting Star Wars vibes. I was either getting Geonosis when they were fighting in episode 2, or I was getting like Jawa's barge in the Sarlacc pit like later on. Is what I was getting, where they're like under the tunnels. That's what I was getting, like the whole Geonosis fight when all the clone like troopers come down to like save them all down below.
You haven't read it, but I was getting Dune vibes from this one.
Just not. I'm just gonna take so long to read Dune. I'm not
the big old sandworms. It's not even that long. You could just.
I'm not saying it's long. I'm just saying after book 1, I heard it's boring. We're not talking about Dune. We're not talking about Dune.
Anyways, welcome back. Today we'll review.
Yeah. So we're on the same page.
Yeah, I mean the whole story has been creative and unique.
Yeah.
Throughout all 3 books so far.
Engaging storyline though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. Oh no, go ahead. No, whatever you're gonna say. It feels
I don't have
important.
anything special to say. So if you have something special to say
no,
your special
you go
thing.
ahead. You softball it for me.
Softball. Yeah, it was the storyline was engaging. This is not. I'm not docking a point for this anywhere, so I'm just going to complain about it now. It took me a little bit to get into David's points of view. I don't know why. I don't know because you.
I don't disagree.
Because I thought you liked them a lot. I thought you were really digging them.
I did, but it took me probably almost a whole chapter to remember who he was.
Yeah.
But we really didn't get anything from him in the second book, and we didn't read the first book since June. So that might be like our problem. But
that's a good point.
The books didn't come out all the same. God damn it. Fucking A. It fell. They didn't all come out at the same time. So I feel like we should have remembered. And if we didn't remember, then there maybe should have been a little bit more of him for him to be so integral. But I really like his POVs now. So it took me it took me almost a chapter to be like, oh yeah, that was him. And then I was hooked right away.
Once I warmed up
liked
to them,
that whole cool POV. I mean, they're like ground troops fighting like the actual fight and like suffering, giving like, hey, Darrow Last Stand vibes, like, hey, we just they hell dived in. They literally hell dived in.
They did. They Iron Rained. They did.
Mm-hmm.
They did. Yeah. Once I got into him, I liked him. And like I said, I'm not docking a point for it. It took me a minute to warm up to his point of view. But I also think it showed dynamic writing ability for Bryan to be able to write so many different styles. Because I mean, the first book was all like, it was all Colton, it was all like Academy vibes. Second book,
all the time,
all Colton always. Second book was some espionage missions, some love story that got started, and this one was like, we've got ground troops, we've got prison camps, we've got secret missions, and it was like, okay. Anyways,
well,
it was really dynamic. It just took me a minute to get into
a culmination of book 1 and 2. Like it just was like he not practiced, because I remember in our first video for book 1 for Forsaken Planet, we were like, wow, this doesn't feel like an indie book. And the second one didn't feel like an indie book either, but we had some like different writing choices with the different POVs and different things that he was trying, and then book 3 put those two together, so I felt like it just was like clear learning from where we were before and where we are now. So I really liked it. I had no issues with really any of the story direction like I had in book 2 personally, but I really like this one. I made a note that it was nice to see other characters shine, to be able to thrive without being in the main character's backpack, which I like because that happens a lot. We get to see only development of secondary characters from the main character's POV, and I don't think that that's fair to some of the secondary characters.
Well, if you just like your main characters a little more,
Severo.
If you were just a main character simp more like me, if you would just realize that only Darrow matters, then you wouldn't be mad about secondary characters.
If you thought only Darrow matters, you missed the point of the story.
We're not reviewing Red Rising, Curtis.
Thank God for you, because you'd be lit aflame.
Oh my gosh.
Story end and wrap up. Tell me about it.
That was immersion breaking. No, the story end was good. It was great. I mean, it was like, I don't know where I'm putting this, so I guess I'll just say it here. It was the whole like, not training arc, but like main character being suddenly made very strong. It was like tropey, but it was done well. Like, it was definitely like we're gonna remove the main character from the show for a little bit so we can develop the world. It was like kind of textbook, but I did feel like it was done well. So
I felt like it was less textbook because they took him out and we didn't have to see the arc. Sometimes it's nice to see a main character go through the thing he needs to go through, and we understand what happens, but we don't need our hands held through it. So we get to see the stuff that happens around it while, fucking Naruto is going through all of his training. Like, we get to see all the stuff around it while
we
this
got
is
the
happening.
training arc without watching the training arc. So
It's just like, we don't need the filler episodes.
It's
because,
true.
like you said, if we had to see him go through and talk to every prophet while he was in the bubble for like 200 chapters, I probably would have blown my brain out.
You would have blown your one brain cell out?
My one brain cell. Because, like, this happened in Wind and Truth when we had to watch him go through all the swords. I'm like, we know what's happening. We know where he's going to be. I understand everything that happens is about to be cool. I don't need to see it all, though, because it's going to be redundant. That's how I feel. And I know that's an cosmic hot take.
But I gave it a point.
I gave it a 4 point as well.
It was a good steady build. It really set up the next book. Next book, Colton's going to be ready to mess some shit up.
And I'm interested to see how, like, everything affects the people that were trapped in the camps. Like, if it actually, like, holds over and it affects them, or if it's like, hey, we kind of forgot about everything that happened.
Yeah, if they have, like, some PTSD later.
It should.
Yeah, and it seems, I mean, it's hinted that it's
integral. Yeah, especially in Violet's case.
Your daughter?
She read the book.
World building and setting.
Yeah, like I said before, I was giving big Genosis vibes with the caves and the fighting everything, and I thought it was super cool. We got to see the I forget the sister planet name, but we got to see a little bit of that with it being the trees, like made for giants, but everything is like super high up. I had no issues with world building at all. No issues with setting, and I felt like the world building was adequate this book. I feel like we kind of know what's going on. We almost don't need more world building, but anything we get at this point is extra. We almost more profits in the future.
Yeah, we almost didn't get any like lore building in this one, but other than like old deers,
we got like sister planets, maybe.
Yeah,
but no like profits, no.
But yeah, still a point. It was good. It was just
easy point.
The pacing and structure.
Pasting. I have no issues.
Me neither.
Easy one. I don't even have any notes. I said fine for me.
Yeah, I initially had some point of view complaints, but I warmed up to it. Those are like early on in the book, and like I said, but then I warmed up to it, and it was like I have no.
I feel like that's just a nod to like Bryan's writing. I feel like his pacing and first off, his structure, especially as like an indie writer, has never been like an issue, which is one of the biggest issues that you can have as an indie writer, just not having a good structure. Because if you don't have a good structure, promise you everything falls apart. You can have the coolest character in all of writing and it doesn't matter because your story structure sucks. And I feel like Bryan's was just flawless from the beginning. Pacing, I could see like maybe if you had an issue with Colton not being there and you're waiting for him to be strung along, but I really liked how he did it with Colton was there, we know where he is, he's frozen in time, and everybody else is moving around him, and then Colton meets them where they are at the end. I thought
same.
No notes.
It was good. Easy point.
Emotional impact. Dakota, were you emotionally impacted?
Yes. I was messaging Bryan about this, and I forgot to respond. So I'm going to talk about it here, and then he'll see it, and he'll say, yeah, or maybe he'll say, you're stupid. No, I liked I liked his relationships in this one. I mean, I liked him in the last one too, but
they felt more real. Now they didn't before, but they felt
well. I actually messaged him about. They just felt like they're growing appropriately. Like I messaged him about Colt and Kyla.
Look at me remembering the names.
It's Kyla. You said Kayla. It's Kyla, right? Kyla.
I call her Kayla. If it's Kyla, I'm not reading the rest of the books. Sorry, Bryan. It's Kayla.
I feel like Kayla normally has an A, and
my brain just puts the A there.
Bryan, I know this how you wrote this. My brain said it's different. Anyways,
I'm glad you wrote it this way. You're wrong.
Anyways, the relationship in book 2 was like awkward and like happy-go-lucky, and then it felt like it grew like appropriately for book 3 and her like grappling with her feelings while him being gone. But I really liked Ace's relationship. Ace kind of moving from this like I'm a player to this like I care
even Morris
person. Yeah, Morris too. But we didn't get to see Morris's as like personally. Like
I don't think we needed to though. I think he's not an off character. I think he's like you have your main characters, your side characters, your third characters. He's like borderline 2 and 3. I think we see his development secondhand. Like we're not going to get a Morris chapter.
Yeah,
we're always going to see him through another POV, which is fine. But I feel like he got some development as well as I think Willick got a little bit of redemption.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, we got to see the princess again from the novella.
Yeah, is it Rana?
Rana or Rana?
Yeah, I liked her reveal, and I liked her and Ace's relationship. Thought it was wholesome. Made me happy. I ship it.
I have no issues with any of the ships. I feel like everything was well written in terms of
I didn't say I
everything
had
makes
issues with
sense.
any
It's not
ships.
just we.
Do you have a
we.
problem?
I feel like we have like because sometimes you're like, why are these people together? Like, why are they like? But everything makes sense. It's not nothing's forced. Everything's like
Yeah.
it fits the bill.
Yeah.
But the emotional impact is what you're talking about. All the cave stuff I felt like was really on point.
Yeah. You
Like
could really feel the hopelessness and the one wrong move and they're dead.
writing style and prose, I have still good 1 point, easy. I don't know what else to say.
Yep.
His writing I really enjoy, and his prose.
Yeah, that was my I didn't actually give it the extra point, but that was my plus from the last book too. Was
You
that his?
can. You have extra
could.
points to give.
I
You
could.
are. You could.
No, his
You're
writing
man
style
enough.
and his prose is so good. His tone is so good. It's just he's a great storyteller. Communicates very clearly.
From the beginning, there was even from book one, which I know we're not talking about. We talk about this book, but I am very happy that we started the series and we are to where we are now, just because of that writing.
Yeah, I'm happy we got back to it. It was, the TBR goes forever, and it is skyscrapers tall. So it was nice to get back to this because it's a treat.
It is a tweet.
A tweet. Yeah, I gave it a point.
Meaningful themes and depth. I think you should start with it.
Yeah, I gave it a point. I liked the themes in this one. I liked the themes in the last one too. I ended up giving it a point, but it was it took me a minute to process what the themes in the second one were. This one, I liked the themes a lot. I really enjoyed that we continued to see themes of humanity and war. It was really interesting watching this whole game with the sisters refusing to get involved. It was
interesting because you texted me too. I think it was halfway through. You're like, it's very clear themes about humanity again. Which I feel like it's not a redundant theme. It's a reinforcement of a theme that needs to be reinforced. You have your theme of sorry, I guess the thing about you have the theme of I don't know if it's a theme or more of a political pushing point where he's like, the government sucks, we need to fix it type thing. That was a big part of this book too, I feel like, where it's like things are not working from this standpoint, and the only people that can fix it are the people. And that's what the princess is probably did at the end of the book / is going to be doing at the beginning of the fourth book with Ace and Morris and his companion.
Yeah, but I've liked the progression of this theme throughout all three books because it's in the first book, we had this whole... It's just looking... I feel like he does a really good job examining human nature because in the first book, it was this racism without actually being racism because it was the Earthlings and the Spacelings. And so we saw this discrimination, and in the second book it was man, I forgot what my point was. I'm gonna have to go back to my notes in the second book.
I think we have interesting because we have the same three themes in every book, but they're expanded upon, as opposed to say Dandelion Dynasty. It had the same themes in every book, but you had a theme. You had 3 themes in book 1, right? Heavy theme, medium theme, low theme. The medium theme became the main theme in book 2. Then we had medium, low, and it progressed and left lingering things, and this one is hammering home the same points in different perspectives, and I think it's done well enough to be unique and not redundant.
The theme I realized in the second book was the whole we're better than you because we have superpowers and we're amazing, and it was really, you all suck just as much as we do. And it's just
You're
been
gigabuns.
it's just been this continuation of looking at how flawed human nature is and how that's the same for all humans, regardless of social status and superpowers. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Your TED Talk was good.
So I give it a point.
Rereadability and lasting impact, I gave it a half. And do you want to talk about your point, or do you want me to go into mine first?
You can go into yours.
I think so. Reread, yes. I love this world. I want to be a part of it. I want to read the next installment. I want to have more. Give me a novella. Give me all of what's coming. Very excited for the characters I really like it. But I feel like for the lasting impact, I feel like it has to have not that every book needs a wow factor. And this is where I feel like a lot of books lose my lasting impact. Is because not everything needs a wow factor. We read Audition for the Fox today, right? The wow it was such a simple book, but the wow factor was how simple it was, with how heavy the themes were, with how unique the story was. It was just, it set itself apart. And I feel like this book was really good, but I feel like lasting impact wise, It kind of blends in with the first book had the lasting impact, but book 2 and 3 get lumped in with book 1. Book 2 and 3 don't stand out to me like book 1 did.
Yeah,
because it's just a continuation.
I don't know how to say this clearly without sounding rude, because I'm not meaning to sound rude or offensive.
Be rude. Bryan, whatever he's about to say is directly at you. Continue, Dakota. It's okay.
Everything this book did improved upon any complaints that I had in books 1 or 2. And I have none of the same complaints that I had. Like, this is my highest scoring of the 3, while simultaneously, I don't think it stood out as much. It wasn't like this is where it's going to sound offensive.
You know what's
It wasn't
funny?
as special as books 1 and 2 in my head.
But you rated it same as book 1.
No, I didn't give book 1 a 9.5, did I?
I just
did.
looked back.
Never mind. I stand corrected.
How do your words taste? Regurgitated? Something like you've already had?
I stand corrected. But
but I see what you're saying in terms of rating wise, because book 1 felt so unique, and it felt I don't want to say it felt better than this book, but it was different better. It was unique better. We were brand new to the world. We got so much world building, but this one was more relationship building, character development building, and story building as opposed to like setup. So I felt like we got the same amount of goodies and a different package, I guess. I don't know how I want to say that.
That was an interesting way to say it, but yes. Yeah,
I was picturing Halloween candy. I don't know why.
Goodies in a package. No, it was good. But yes, I also gave it a half point on lasting impact for the same reasons you said. It didn't stand apart for me in this one, but it did. I don't
feel like that's a negative thing to say, and I feel like that's something we need to set like a precedent for when we come to this point. Is lasting impact. Just because you don't have that and you miss a point doesn't mean that it was a bad book at all.
Yeah.
You have to. There's some sort of wow factor punch that you have to have, and it doesn't have to even be something unique. It doesn't have to be something that hasn't been done before. It just has to be like spun in a way that's just resonant with us. And it could be because we read it like in a time that this resonated with us. It could have been like a weird mood read for us that worked. And we just happened to be reading this at the right time. Something's going on in our lives that could have been like impactful for this. Like I remember when we read Tell Our Small Fortunes. Absolutely. I read it after Atlas 6. Atlas 6 is the worst series I think I've ever read. And then I read Tell Our Small Fortunes after. There's clearly a bias afterwards. That book was fantastic. So good. And I'm clearly giving it probably a point and a half like bias on that one.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Because in my head, that's the lasting impact.
It's the ultimate contrast.
The ultimate contrast. Atlas 6 that's going to be a whole other video.
And you want me to read it?
I want to bet Dakota some sort of bet eventually where if he wins, I read Babel. And if I win, then he reads the Atlas 6 trilogy. Because it's probably the same amount of pages.
It probably is. We could just both lose and read them both. We can.
I don't hate you enough to do that. It has to be a bet. I do hate you enough. It's a lie. I'm just kidding. Dakota, we're both at a 9.5. That gives us an RSQ score of what?
9.5 out of 10.
Wow. That's pretty.
Don't judge our half-point doc because 9.5 is a great score. We gave book 1 9.5 too.
It's one of those books where you read it and you clearly have no issues with it. You just want more. My only issue was I wanted more, and it was just not there because it wasn't written yet.
My only issue is that we caught up and now we have to wait for him to write more. And now I'm going to have to bug him and say, when are you writing this sequel? It's the same with...
How do we apply to be beta readers? Never been one. Done one of those, what do you call it? ARC reader? I'd love to be a beta reader. Right? Because I feel like we could be subjective. Anyway.
Objective?
That's exactly what I mean.
That's exactly what I mean.
Go listen to Dakota. He's stupid. Anyway, 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic book. Really enjoyed it.
Definitely recommend it.
Yeah, we read it really fast. I think we got to 30%. We're like, oh, I don't know. Like, we're having a good time, but like, let's see what happens. And then we hit 40%. And we're like, hey, we're done with the book. Just finished it like in a sitting. This gave us probably 2.5 days. Yeah, it was nuts. That's The Dark Element by Bryan Wilson. Absolutely check it out. I think you absolutely should read the novella before this. Having read
I agree.
The novella, because you can read it at any time. Don't read it after book 2, before book 3. He says you can read it
2.5
at any time. Don't. It's book 2.5. Read it at 2.5. dark element.
It's Bryan specifically that you specifically like to say to Bryan specifically, I know that this is how you wrote things, but you're wrong. And my opinion is how it should be.
As a reader, it's a different from like a reader and a writer standpoint though, because he says you can read it at any time. As a reader though, if I were to have read it, it wouldn't discourage me from reading the rest of the series at all. But I feel like it fits perfectly as a 2.5.
It's true. And it was really quick, really fun, really easy read. It was like we got to be in the world with totally new characters. It was fresh. It was good. It was a fresh little break. It was like the perfect little palate cleanser between books 2 and 3. There we go. That's what I'm going to say.
It did palate cleanse because I felt it was so different from book 2 that it gave us like that nice
we got to stay
into book 3.
We get to stay in the world while taking like a nice little break from the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Got to chew on some eucalyptus leaves in the Midwest, baby.
But anyways,
all right, that was that. Catch us on our next our next video, which is gonna be
a wheel spin.
It's gonna be a wheel spin, but also we have.
I'm glad I got that right. I didn't know what you were setting me up for when you were like.
I was gonna set up for. Well, what do we just read? Foundation of the Fox.
Audition of the Fox. Audition
of the Fox. I already forget the name. The reason I remember is Dakota sent it to me while I was at work. It was like, "Hey, you got time? You should read this." And I read it in one sitting, and I was like, "Wow, this is great." It's already read. So we're gonna do the interview at some point. Not interview. Review. God damn it. Contact the author so we can just interview him. So I can not be wrong.
There we go. I'll do it right now. That'd be fun.
Anyway, thanks for watching. This was cool. We'll see you in the next video, which will be a wheel spin, which I'm gonna go with the wheel spin video ready. I don't know. Just fucking watch the next one. Just hit next. What are you waiting for?
Smash that like button, hit that bell.
Subscribe to all of our channels. Not for Dakota, but for me.
Yeah.
I'm cooler. Yeah. My head's less wide. I don't know. RSQ out.